Pteridophytes introduction. Vascular, non-flowering, seedless plant in which sporophyte is dominant generation plant body, and both the generations i.e., sporophyte and gametophyte are independent nutritionally. They are grouped with bryophytes as they also seedless and also with gymnosperms and angiosperms as they have vascular system. So, they are also known as vascular cryptogams. General characters. They are found in humid and shady places. They are abundant in moist mountain forest of tropical and subtropical regions. They are often found in terrestrial regions. They exhibit heteromorphic alternation of generation where both the generations i.e., sporophyte and gametophyte are independent nutritionally and dissimilar morphologically. The sporophyte is main plant body and nutritionally independent. The sporophyte is usually differentiated into root, stem and leaves except Calypsida in which roots are absent and rhizoids perform the function of roots. The stem is generally branched either dichotomous or monopodial. These are first group of plants that form vascular tissues. Vegetative reproduction takes place either by fragmentation or gamete. It may also take place by tubers or adventitious branches. Sexual reproduction is only of oogamous type. Sex organs are multicellular and protected by a jacket of sterile cells. Like bryophytes, water is required for the act of fertilization due to flagellated sperms. These are mostly homosporous. However, few are heterosporous but seed is not formed in them. Their spores are formed in a specialized structure called sporangium. Classification. The division Pteridophyta has 4 classes named as Calypsida that includes Calyphytes such as Celotum and T. emacipterus. Lycopsida that includes lycopods such as Lycopodium and Selaginella. Sphenopsida that includes horsetails such as Aquasitum. Pteropsida that includes ferns such as Adiantum and Marsilia. Affinities of Pteridophytes. The Pteridophytes are placed in between bryophytes and gymnosperms. They show certain similarities with both the groups that are useful in tracing their origin. However, from the fossil records, there is a universal belief that Pteridophytes arose from bryophytes, probably from Anthoceros. But some botanists describe that Pteridophytes have descended from gymnosperms and some argue that they are evolved from algae together with bryophytes. Therefore, there are 3 views or theories regarding the evolution of Pteridophytes. I. Bryophytic origin. E. Gymnospermic origin. E. Algal origin. I. Bryophytic origin. Affinities with bryophytes. O similarities. Following similarities between both the groups show the origin of Pteridophytes from bryophytes. Terrestrial habits. Starch reserve food. Multicellular sex organs protected by a layer of sterile cells. Embryo formation. No seed formation. Heteromorphic alternation of generation. Presence of rhizoids, Celotum and some extinct members. Similar photosynthetic pigment structure and composition of cell wall. Flagellated or motile sperms. Anthrazoids. Close resemblance between the sporophyte of Anthoceros and Honiophyton. Extinct pteridophyte. Differences. Pteridophytes differ from bryophytes in following aspects. Presence of vascular tissue. Sporophyte is dominant plant body. Heterospory circinate venation in young leaf 2. Gymnospermic origin. Affinities with gymnosperms. Shocked face. Similarities. Following similarities between both the groups show the origin of Pteridophytes from gymnosperms. Terrestrial habit. Multicellular sex organs protected by a layer of sterile cells. Embryo formation. Heteromorphic alternation of generation. Similar photosynthetic pigment structure and composition of cell wall. Starches reserve food. Presence of vascular tissue. Sporophyte is dominant plant body. Sporophyte is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Circinate venation in young leaf only in cycas. Heterosporate. Selaginella, Marsilia, all gymnosperms. Motile male sperms only in cycas. O differences. Pteridophytes differ from gymnosperms in following aspects. No seed formation. Water requirement for fertilization. Both micro and megasporangium shed no secondary growth. Algal origin. Affinities with algae. There are not so many similarities between algae and Pteridophytes except thalloid gametophyte, motile male sperms and alternation of generation in some groups of algae. The proponents of this view consider that similarities between bryophytes and Pteridophytes are because of parallel evolution of both groups. The possible ancestor of Pteridophytes may be green algae or brown algae that exhibit isomorphic alternation of generation. Conclusion. According to bryophytic origin, Pteridophytes evolved from bryophytes through progressive changes and modifications and the probable ancestor is Anthoceros. In 1895, Campbell put forward a theory named Anthocerotine origin of Pteridophytes, or according to gymnospermic origin, Pteridophytes evolved from gymnosperms through regressive changes and modifications and the probable ancestor is Cycas. Or according to algal origin, Pteridophytes evolved from Chlorophyta or Charophyta or Phaeophyta through progressive changes and modifications along with Bryophytes. The bryophytic origin is more comprehensive and valid and accepted widely in biological world. Characters of classes of Pteridophyta class Calypsida. Members of this class are commonly known as Calyphytes. They show close resemblances in fundamental characteristics to the extinct early vascular plants such as Rhynia, Coccinea etc. Their plant body is rootless and leafless sporophyte which is differentiated into underground rhizome and an aerial erect shoot. The branching is dichotomous in both underground rhizome and an aerial erect shoot. The plant body is attached to substratum by rhizoids that also absorb water and nutrients from the soil. On the aerial shoot, spirally arranged scale-like e.g. Cyllotum or leaf-like e.g. Tmacipterous appendages are born. Stele is protostellic or siphonostellic with sclerenchymatous pith. Secondary growth is absent. The spores are of equal size and shape, therefore, species of this class are homosporous. The sporangia are born in groups and form synangium trilocular. Anthrazoids are multiflagellated. Living members. Cyllotum tmacipterous fossils or extinct members. Rhynia Coccinea Honiophyton Zoosterophyllum. Class Lycopsida. Members of this class are commonly known as lycopods. This class has a long evolutionary history and is represented by both extant and extinct genera. This class includes 5 living and 14 extinct genera like Lepidodendron. Their plant body is sporophyte which is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. The sporophyte is dichotomously branched. The leaves are usually small and microphyllous. Stele is protostellic without sclerenchymatous pith. Secondary growth is absent. The spores may be of equal size and shape i.e. homosporous lycopodium or of unequal size and shape i.e. heterosporous Selaginella, but not form seeds. The sporangia are born singly on the upper surface of sporophylls. Anthrazoids are multiflagellated. Living members. Lycopodium Selaginella fossils or extinct members. Isoetes Lepidodendron class Phenopsida. This class is represented by only one living genus i.e. Aquazitum and about 18 extinct genera like Calamites. Members of this class are commonly known as horsetails. Their plant body is sporophyte which is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. The stem and branches are jointed with nodes and internodes. Therefore, it is also known as atrophytes. The leaves are extremely reduced and borne in whorls at the nodes of aerial branches and stem. Stele may be protostellic rarely, or siphonostellic, mostly, with sclerenchymatous pith. Secondary growth is absent. The members of this class mostly homosporous including Aquazitum. However, some extinct forms were heterosporous such as Calamites. The sporangia are born singly on peltale appendages called sporangiophores. Anthrazoids are multiflagellated. Living members. Aquazitum fossils or extinct members. Calamites Aquisitites class Pteropsida. This is the largest and highly evolved class of Pteridophyta and is represented by about 9,000 species which show a wide range of distribution. Members of this class are commonly known as ferns. The members of this class differ from other pteridophytes in possessing raised leaves, megaphylls. Their plant body is sporophyte which is differentiated into root, stem and spirally arranged leaves. The leaves are large, pinnately compound and known as fronds except Ophioglossum in which leaves are simple. Young fronds show circinate venation coiling of leaves except Ophioglossum. Stele shows a wide variety of types including protostele, siphonostele, solnostele, dictyostele and polycyclic stele with sclerenchymatous pith. Secondary growth is absent. The members of this class mostly homosporous including Adiantum. However, some aquatic members are heterosporous such as Marsilia. The sporangia are born at the tips or at the margin of the pinnule or to the lower side of fronds. Anthrazoids are multiflagellated. Ferns may be subdivided into leptosporangiate ferns such as Adiantum and Marsilia and eusporangiate ferns such as Ophioglossum. Living members. Adiantum Marsilia Dryopteris teres Ophioglossum Azolla Polypodium osmunda fossils or extinct members. Alcephalites Cladoxylon.